IPMNation.com.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Could be other people also. There's a lot of people out there.
Well, hello everybody. It's that time again. Matt Connarton, Unleashed in the Afternoon. We are live, emanating from WMNH 95.3 FM in a very dreary, rainy, yucky, sleepy downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. I have had more caffeine than is probably advisable. This weather really makes me drowsy. Of course, we're streaming on WMNHradio.org, and we're on Facebook via Facebook Live on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. Here in the studio with us is, who are you today?
John C. Hopwood.
John C. Hopwood. Does the C stand for anything today, or is it just C?
Is supercilious
that starts,
C word?
Well, it starts with an S, but we'll go with it.
Well, we'll
There's
say
a C in it.
sibilance, a word with sibilance.
Doesn't that also start with an S? Oh, at one point you were Calamacious. John Calamacious Hopwood.
Oh, I'm watching the old, is it HBO series Deadwood, so maybe we'll go with that.
Okay.
Well, Calamity Jane's one of the characters.
Oh, right. Oh.
It's a pretty good, I tried watching it when it first came out, but now I'm watching it again.
Oh.
And it is great.
By the way, it is, of course, November 1st.
All Saints?
I should have opened with Gone Till November by Wycliffe. No, I hate that song, actually. But it is November 1st, the year of our Lord, 2018.
All Saints Day.
It is All Saints Day. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
No.
There's some magic to be done tonight.
Do you like that? I love that. I played it the other day in the middle of the show, so I figured I'd play it again. But today I'd open the show with that Ace Frehley's cover of "I Want to Go Back" by Eddie Money.
Yeah, I like it.
I love it. I think
Good to see him back.
I mean, well, he never really, Ace never really went away, but you would, but unless you're really paying attention, you wouldn't know, because it's not like he's gonna have a big hit song on the radio in 2018. But or to quote.
Beth, what can I do?
Well, that's Peter Criss who sang that.
He was the only one that had a hit out of the 4 albums, if I remember correctly. Ace. Was New York Groove.
Ace, right out,
which wasn't as big a hit.
The 4 solo albums in '78. No, Beth is a Kiss song, but
Beth is a Kiss song.
But New York Groove is technically an Ace Frehley song. Well, actually,
that's the only hit out of all the albums.
It's a cover. But Ace's album, when they did the 4 solo albums in '78, Aces sold the most because it did have the big hit cover on it. Yeah,
okay, cool.
New York Groove. I forget who did it originally, but no, I love that.
It wasn't Eddie Money,
right?
Yeah. That's a San Francisco groove.
Oh yes. Oh, why
I
is
think
that?
so. Isn't it Eddie? No, Eddie's from Philadelphia.
Yeah, he's from the Northeast. Yeah,
he's from Philadelphia.
Yeah, definitely.
I saw him out in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
In the Bay Area.
Oh, let's see. So coming up later on the show, Kevin Sherman will be stopping in. He's got some new music. He was here a couple of months ago. You said he was interesting.
He was very interesting.
Yes. Yep. A very good friend of mine and one of the most talented songwriters I've ever met. Let's see. So we've got in the Facebook live chat, we also have somebody new, Dawn Balkovec. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hello, Dawn. She posted a link in there to something. Perhaps I'll click it at some point and see what it is. Hello to Derek Evan Relaford, who says, shared to a bunch of groups. Derek, thank you so much. Oh, Kevin Sherman is in the Facebook live chat. Christian Cunard is in there. NASCAR Nicey. Peter White from The Morning Show with Peter White. Jenny is in the Facebook live chat. And Fred is in there. And Fred says, hey, John, I hope you're feeling better today, my friend. Didn't mean to get you so crazy yesterday.
Oh, I'm crazy.
You're crazy
it's not
like
that
a
I
fox.
disagree with you. It was just I was thinking at the time, so you irritated me.
Yes.
It was just an argument for argument's sake, so I'm thinking about this while,
Yes. Peter White posted, Eddie Mahoney, once a New York City police officer. Did you know that about Eddie Money? His real name is Eddie Mahoney. And he was an NYC police officer.
So he's a New Yorker.
He was an Irish cop. Well, I think you might be right about him being from Philly originally, though. I'm not sure. He sounds, the way he talks, I think it's more of a Philly accent than a New York accent, but I could be wrong.
It's so long ago.
It is.
It is.
It's so long ago. I'm feeling so much older, but I can't go back. I know. You see what I did there? That's why I have this gig. It's because of that. Oh, yeah. 603-250-6007 is the number. 603-250-6007. So you can call that or you can opine in the Facebook Live chat. So I guess I'll go ahead and click this link in the Facebook Live chat that Don Balkovec, and it takes me to paparazziaccessories.com. I'm thinking this Don Balkovec may be a spammer. This is looking like some spam action because it takes me to a site where it wants me to buy stuff. And you know me. I don't like to buy things. I'd rather,
Sell them?
I'd rather sell them. I like getting things for free. Derek Evan Relaford says it's probably porn. Well, that'd be amazing if I saw Frank Zapparetto's
Wasn't
material
he on
there.
the Honorable Gary S. Hopper's show last night?
No. He had Carla Garrick on, and John Burt was filling in for him as co-host.
Was John Burt
I don't think...
in the All Together? And we were hearing there was going to be a hell of a show.
Was he in the All Together?
Oh, I don't think people would want to see John Burt, though, that way.
Oh, nude?
Yeah.
Have
you ever seen John Burt nude?
There's got to be a market for that, right? Personally...
A hot dog, as long as there's hot dogs obscuring things.
You know, well, he does do the hot dog day annually. No,
Good hot dogs, too.
No, actually, let me just say for the record, because you raised an important question.
Yes.
You raised an important question, and I should address it here.
What important question did I raise?
About John Burt, and I just want to...
public nudity?
Well, I just want to say...
private?
I personally have not seen John Burt nude. So
all those rumors are untrue.
They are untrue. I have
hurtful rumors.
I've not seen him nude. I have not tried his. I've not sampled the hot dog at Hot Dog Day.
Seesaw.
I've not done that.
But that's the other hot dog guy.
Interestingly enough,
with the seesaw.
What, and maybe this is good to address too. John Burt and I, to the best of my knowledge, we are both heterosexual. So we've never.
I thought you don't use that term on WMNH.
Heterosexual?
I thought you used the term cis.
Oh, cisgendered?
Yeah, a couple of cisgendered sissies.
We are cisgendered. Well, no, that's an oxymoron.
Sissies?
It doesn't sound like it would be, but it is.
Well, why
Cisgendered
can't
sissies.
a cisgendered person be a cis?
Because cisgendered means you're not
Sissy.
a sissy, but you can't even say that anymore. Did you know that? That's a slur now. Sissy is a slur.
CIS?
You're going to get
is
suspended.
now a slur. See, these words,
Sissy
they
is a
change
slur.
so...
Cis is not a slur. Sissy is a slur.
We're talking about a sissy CIS with capital C, capital I, capital S.
But cis is different than sissy. If you call someone a
Wasn't
sissy,
last
that's
year.
a slur.
When you had your TV show, it wasn't.
No, cisgendered means you're like really, you're fully masculine. Yeah. But a sissy means something very different, but we can't use that term anymore.
I thought that a cisgendered sissy was one of these heterosexuals that there were questions about.
Oh, well, no. If they're cisgendered, there should be no questions.
Why?
Because they're cisgendered. They're clearly.
Wasn't that during your show that was titled?
It does get very confusing.
Homoerotic, not homosexual.
You I don't remember that show. You do have me questioning though.
It used to be on the Union Leader archive.
Heidi Hamer is in the Facebook live chat and says, "John, do the clown." What does that mean? Do the clown. If I look up what "do the clown" means on UrbanDictionary.com, am I going to find something horrifying?
I didn't put the signs back up. I was out mowing again.
Oh,
today.
no. And
then it rained.
She called it everything and said, okay.
I'll get them out, Heidi.
I'm going to look up.
Just don't do the clown.
Okay, I'm looking up the definition of cisgender because you actually do have me doubting myself if I've understood this correctly.
I do?
Okay, cisgender.
Are you doubting that you're cisgendered?
Oh, I'm not doubting that.
Are you doubting you're cis?
Well, first of all, let's make sure I'm pronouncing it correct.
Are you doubting you had a show called Homoerotic, not Homosexual?
Yes, I did have I do have a show called that, but it doesn't air here on WMNH.
That was when you first came out.
That's on the dark web.
As the person that
no, that was
operated the crotch cam at Studio 54.
No, that was the original title. You're confused. That was the original title of Matt Connarton Unsheathed. the other show that I do. This is how you pronounce
one on the-
cisgender.
Cisgender.
I want to make sure I'm saying it right.
Cisgender.
All right, so
Do you think that they came up with that because, it's like,
I don't know. Well, let's examine the definition. Let's make sure I'm using it correctly. It's an adjective
let's.
denoting or relating to a person. God, I'm about to have an allergy attack.
As long as you.
Something about being cisgendered makes me sneeze.
There's a Freudian thing.
It's obviously denoting or relating to a person whose sense of personal identity and gender corresponds with their birth sex. Well, I was born male and I feel male.
So if you're a lesbian, you're not cisgendered? If you're a male lesbian?
See, you're conflating. You're
Fighting
conflating
porno stuff. Or,
well, no, you're conflating
political discourse.
Well, yes, but you're also conflating gender and sexuality, which are two different things.
Isn't love sex?
Love is love.
Love loves the love.
Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Yes, which is really what this show is about.
Do you know that Noel Coward, one of his plays was called Hay Fever?
You know, if my last name were Coward, I think I would change it.
He was very successful. He was not cisgendered, by the way.
Would you accept that, having a last name Coward? I wouldn't just accept that. I would have it legally changed.
Why? He was English. They like those eccentricities.
Cox is another one. COX, I would have my name legally changed. I couldn't deal with that.
What about COCKBURN? And how do you pronounce that?
Coburn.
SOB, you knew that.
You thought you were going to get me with that.
Because that is the way you pronounce it.
I know.
Alexander Coburn.
Yes. Well, it's just like, how do you pronounce Boehner?
Is this one of those Three Stooges?
No. It's Boehner, according to John Boehner, but it looks like something else.
Oh, the first La Grande Orange. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, man. I had a really...
cases of hay fever.
I got to find this.
In mid-30s, Freudianism, as the objective correlative, can connote homosexuality, man.
Oh, my.
Boy, we're really, heavy hitting here today.
Well, I have a great story.
About hay fever?
No. But you know how we've been having a lot of fun these last couple days with the Frank Zapparetto story. And unfortunately...
He's definitely cisgendered.
Oh, clearly, yes.
Yeah, clearly. It's on there. It's on camera.
He's a virile, confident man. Now, unfortunately, there are no new developments in that.
No nude developments.
No nude developments either. But I did try to find something that I thought would satiate our appetite for such political stories. So I did find something. The Washington Post has a story. Sex for speed bumps. Ethics panel finds probable case that Florida mayor misused his position.
Oh, my.
Yes, this just happened. This story broke yesterday. Catherine Padilla, it's probably Padilla, the two L's, and it's Florida, wanted speed bumps in her Lantana, or it's probably Lantana, Florida neighborhood. After seeing a poodle, a cat, and a school-aged girl.
A poodle and a cat?
And a school-aged girl get hit by cars.
Is this CGI?
I'm glad you're concerned about the poodle and the cat and not the school-aged girl.
Oh, I thought they were all together.
You can jump in now, Kevin, if you want. Yeah, you don't have to sit over there.
We have a poodle and a cat and a teenage girl.
Yes.
Speed bumps.
So after seeing them all get hit by cars, she had nicknamed her street the 13th Street Raceway. Oh, a CD. Thank you, sir. Launched a petition to lobby local officials and had even gotten so desperate. Your mic is live. Feel free to chime in at any point. And had even gotten so desperate that she would stand outside with a homemade sign that said, "Slow down." Finally, in August 2015, the town council granted her wish. It made for a feel-good story about civic activism until this winter when Padilla told local media outlets that the Florida Commission on Ethics that David Stewart, Lantana's mayor since 2000, had asked her to have sex with him in exchange for installing the speed bumps, and she had rejected his advances. The commission announced last Wednesday that it had found probable cause that Stewart, quote, misused his position to attempt to obtain a sexual benefit for himself and solicited sex from a constituent based on an understanding his vote, official action, or judgment would be influenced, unquote. Apparently that's frowned upon.
They needed speed bumps that bad, huh?
Yes. Now, I don't want
What
to...
would you trade for a speed bump?
Oh, I don't know. I suppose the change in my pocket.
or maybe a Klondike bar.
Klondike bar.
That's where I thought you were going with that.
Not very civic minded.
Not sex.
Well, I have to say, I mean, I know, you know, it is the Me Too era and whatnot, but, I mean, somebody's got to say it. How much did this woman really care about the poodle and the cat being hit by a car if she wasn't willing to, you know?
That's true.
I mean, you got to, you know.
What happened to the teenage girl? Now you've forgotten her.
Oh, right.
Oh, she got hit. A teenage girl got hit too?
Along with the poodle and the cat.
Yes,
At the
yes.
same time?
Well, that's my question. At the same time?
Oh, my goodness. What an accident that would be. I hope not. That would be traumatizing.
You'd think the speed bumps would be gratis after that.
I'll tell you what, though, just me personally, maybe I'm a little more civic-minded than some people. If I saw a poodle, a cat, and a little girl all getting hit by a car at the same time,
How'd it become a little girl?
I would,
a teenage
if
girl.
I had to, you know, if I had to put out for the mayor to get some speed bumps in there, I would do it.
Oh, after witnessing something that horrifying?
Yes, because that's how much I care.
Now,
You're an
does-
American.
Yes, I'm an American.
Does it depend on the gender of the mayor that you'd put out?
I would do what I had to do. Now, that doesn't make me any less of a cisgendered male. It just means that I care.
Oh.
And, you know, I mean, he's actually, he's kind of
Now,
horrifying
that is
looking. But
real civic mindedness.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think.
Thank
isn't
you.
that pretty much the definition of capitalism? I mean, you're going to do it.
It's, yeah.
No,
it's,
capitalism is when we get screwed.
right.
Yeah.
No, I think it's really what it is. I dare say, not to put myself on a pedestal, but I think it is the essence of patriotism. And it's in moments like this when I realize these things about myself that, you know, I'm not just an American. I am America.
Well, poodle's not
Is that-
American.
Poodle is French, right?
Yeah.
But the little girl was
Is it
probably American.
naturalized? Is it covered by the 14th Amendment? The poodle?
The
Do you have
poodle-
any idea where the poodle came from? This is Florida, after all.
Right, well,
they could have
it's
snuck
the-
in on
the-
a boat poodle.
Right. We don't know if the poodle was born here
Boat
or the
poodle,
cat.
raft poodle. Could have come fallen out of a 747 or something. Could have been here illegally, Matt. And you're putting
Right.
out for an illegal poodle.
Yeah, boy,
These French, they're so wild.
it seemed like a good idea, but when you put it that way,
My God,
you
Talk
make
about being bamboozled.
you make it sound strange.
Yeah,
You-
but
you-
the good news is there's no more unauthorized poodles getting into the country.
That's right.
And
the
we
speed-
know that.
right?
Maybe that's
yes.
a good reason not to have speed bumps, to get rid of those poodles.
That's it. They're not
Oh,
coming in anymore. There's going to be up to 15,000 people just
What would you use to
Hanging
keep
at the
poodles
border.
out?
yeah. Well, what's that?
What would you use to keep poodles out?
Well, I would use
Black Russian Terriers?
I would use the military, obviously.
Oh, you could use dogs.
I would send the military to the border, and I would say, if you need to, you shoot the poodle.
Jeez, this sounds like
shoot on sight.
Mm-hmm.
this
Yes.
sounds like a franchise, a movie franchise.
There's also
We can get the CGI.
was also a popular video game when I was a kid.
Shoot the poodle.
The old Atari Shoot the Poodle. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it was before really the advent of the first-person shooters, but it was just like these little blips on a screen that looked like poodles, and you'd have to pew, pew, pew with lasers. It was a lot of fun.
Are you still having troubles with your Oedipal complex?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't your mother? in
I think it's
fact,
obvious, isn't it? This
when
is
you
all
were-
Oedipal. Everything I do is Oedipal.
When you were a young Yeti,
Mm-hmm.
two T's, or two T's or not two
Kevin
T's?
is as well, by the
That's
way.
the
I don't know if you
question.
can tell by looking at him. He's a very hairy man because he is, in fact, a Yeti American,
Again.
much as myself.
I took my coat off, but I'm actually naked.
Yes.
But the poodle skirt, you still haven't gotten over that. Your mother used to wear when she'd walk you. It was a
Yeah.
tight leash she had, but
It
You,
was.
know, you were rather rambunctious as a young Yeti.
It was a tight poodle skirt, too.
Jeez.
What?
Okay, I'm not
What
a
is that?
I'm not a therapist.
Why is that funny?
I'm not
just
trained
saying.
like you are, and
I'm just
hypnotism.
I am a hypnotherapist. That is true. I'm a trained professional, and I know a little
And-
something about these Oedipal things you keep bringing up.
And are you ever going to tell how Joel disappeared?
Joel? The Moose? Joel the Moose Elbert?
Remember the a little run through or the on the air? You're going to hypnotize Joel.
I forgot about that. Well, such an opportunity has not been afforded me. He's disappeared. He's gone.
Do you still think he thinks he's a poodle?
I think he thinks he's a moose. He's the moose.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that was ever a question.
Do you still hypnotize people?
I do. I do.
Would you like to be hypnotized?
If you could make it so I'm not as fat, do you have a magic spell that would do that?
That's
not a
that's
magic
Norm on Wednesday.
Not a magic spell. No.
I don't think I have a brain that could be hypnotized.
Some people can't be.
No, anyone can be hypnotized, but you have to be. But it's not mind control.
You have to allow yourself.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And the more you believe in it, the more it will happen.
Well, of course, yes.
So that's how those people get everybody, clucking like chickens and everything up there. They're really active participants in the acting, you think?
Well, in a sense,
but it is their subconscious work,
right? So, I'll tell you this because I am a trained stage hypnotist. I've only done a handful of shows, but so when the hypnotist asks for volunteers from the audience, if you watch, he will only, and I say he not to be sexist. I've just never seen a female stage hypnotist.
That's a good point. I haven't either.
For whatever reason, yeah. But he will ask for volunteers, and then he'll only pick the people who are like, pick me, who are really excited to go up.
Yeah.
Because somebody who's just sitting there like with their arms crossed going, I'm just here I don't even believe in this or whatever, that person's not going to be able to be hypnotized because they're not going to allow themselves to be hypnotized. Right. Someone who's excited to go up is going to be very highly suggestible. So it'll be very easy for the hypnotist to put them into a trance and get them to be silly.
They already believe.
Right. Yeah. So, yes. A little bit more to this story. This is I don't know. I don't know if you've heard the. There's no new news in the other big political story, Kevin. I don't know if you've been following the Frank Zapparetto, the state rep from Derry, got caught up in this pornography.
Yeah, I heard about
kerfuffle.
That. Yes.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun with that, but there's really no new or nude developments. Yeah. So the mayor, answering these charges, said, quote, "In the 18 years I've been mayor, there has never been a quid pro quo or anything asked for or given in favor of me voting in a special or certain direction," unquote. The complaint that prompted the ethics probe will not be made public until the investigation is over, but Padilla previously detailed her allegations against Stewart in interviews with the Palm Beach Post and WPTV. She told both outlets that she had become friends with the mayor through the Kiwanis Club, a civic group focused on community service, and they had eaten lunch together one day in 2015. By the way, this is why our Vice President, Mike Pence, does not eat lunch with women who are not his wife, because next thing you know, somebody's going to be asking for speed bumps somewhere, and he's not going to be able to resist.
You don't want to get caught up in the speed bump.
Exactly. I mean, if there's anything we've learned here today, so far it's that. She told both outlets, okay, I read that part already. Afterwards, Stewart drove her to a motel and indicated that he wanted to have sex with her, Padilla said. She declined and didn't get out of the car. Padilla told WPTV that she had heard from the mayor about a week after the incident. When he learned that she was trying to get street bumps installed, she told the station that Stewart had said to her, quote, "It's not too late. You can still have sex with me, and I will guarantee that you get your speed bumps that you want," unquote.
He wanted to get bumped for some bumps.
Yes. But this gentleman, and I use that term very loosely, you got to have more game than that, right? You don't just come right out and say...
that's robotic. You
don't just come right out and say to a woman, "Have sex with me and I'll give you speed bumps."
Not unless you're, I guess one of the most brazen people. Not unless you're Donald Trump.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well,
he could probably do it. Yeah.
Isn't Trump have a connection with Palm Beach? Then we can blame him for this.
Was that where Mar-a-Lago? Where's Mar-a-Lago? Is that in Palm Beach?
Is it?
Oh.
Let's say it is.
Yes.
It's all Donald Trump's fault.
Yes.
It's his is it Dolores? D-O-L-R-O-U. I've never had to pronounce it. I've used it once. I found it in thesaurus. let's go use baleful. His baleful influence
Ooh, good word.
on the good people of Palm Beach, Florida,
Yes.
has led to this sordid incident.
Yes, it
it's
has.
awful.
Yes. Padilla's ex-husband died in a sewage plant accident. I don't know why. I don't know why that made me chuckle. Wow. I don't know why. It's something about the phrase sewage plant accident made me chuckle, but someone died. So this makes me
sewage plant accident?
This officially makes me a horrible person.
Did he fall in?
I don't know.
Either way, I
I
don't
can't believe-
think any manner of dying in a sewage factory is probably unpleasant. I'd imagine.
Well, you
I
weren't
would-
here
yes.
yesterday when we were talking about public toilets.
That's true. Yes.
The public ramifications, the cultural. Oh, it's just a fascinating tapestry.
Well, just I still can't believe
socio-cultural meaning
there's a tunnel to Middle Earth. Apparently, I'm
that
just
Matt
blown away.
Connarton can bring to the issue of public toilets.
I do want to take a moment, though, to apologize to anyone listening about who may have lost a loved one in a sewage plant accident
Or in a public toilet.
Or in a public toilet. Well, kind of a subset of that. I've been terribly insensitive here today, and I'm sorry.
Who was that politician they found up in the public toilet up at the Kangamangas Highway? Oh, yeah. We won't go there.
All right, I'm gonna try this again. Padilla's ex-husband died in a sewage plant accident.
You can't
I
get
can't
that
do it.
I'm going to
why
look
is
up
that-
sewage plant accidents.
Why is that funny to me? I'm Satan to laugh at someone's death in a sewage plant accident. There's nothing funny about that.
Well,
Worker casualties
no.
involving sewers.
It's the phrase sewage plant accident. You know what it is, and I don't know. I mean, John knows this. I don't know if you know this, Kevin, if I ever told you this, but
That you used to root around in the sewer?
no, in high school, some friends and I had a punk band called Sewage Plant Accident. So you know what it is. Reading that phrase makes me wistful for those times, and we had a lot of fun.
Right,
Oh, my
nostalgia.
God.
Yes, it makes me very nostalgic. I want to go
Sewer-
back and do it all over, but I can't go back. I know.
Was the band from around 2001?
No, it was when I was in high school. So without, we don't need to reveal my age too much, but
2001 was that's when deaths in sewer plant peaked at 9.
Oh, right.
Around 1994, which might be closer to
Might
your
be
band,
closer, yes.
It was 7. That was the record,
Right.
but since surpassed.
Yes.
There was only 6 in 2010, and then there's no more information.
oh,
Probably,
right.
one of those conspiracies to keep us from the truth.
Right, yes.
I bet there's 10 times as many people dying.
Right.
Sewer plant accident.
Well, Trump has disbanded OSHA, if I'm not mistaken, so I made that up.
You just made some people's days, I think,
I know, right?
and
yes.
then ruined it in the same sentence.
Yes.
I'm going to find out about that. We actually have a public toilet museum in the city of Manchester, but the details are lacking.
Well, we just have to.
That's true. That's what Glenn told us.
Right. We
Cost us $75,000.
just have to figure out where the tunnel is because the museum is in Middle Earth, right?
Well, you have to go
And
into
you pay the Hobbit, and you go in and you
There's a
look at the
Hobbit in
bathrooms.
there?
Of course, it's Middle Earth. There's hobbits everywhere.
Is he in the union?
The Hobbit,
Yeah.
I would assume.
Is he getting all the benefits and we can't go in?
Hobbits are people too, or are they?
Oh,
I don't
these
know.
municipal scams. It's terrible.
It
The
is.
waste.
Yes.
The waste. But nothing as sad as a wasted life at a waste plant.
Well, that's true.
Dying like
Yeah, it
dying
makes me
like
laugh.
a mummy
I-
in toilet paper.
I've-
Sinking to the bottom of the effluvia
Oh.
of many bowels.
Yes, the effluvia of many bowels. That was actually our very popular song that my band had in high school. Except we had a
Yes,
hard
it
time.
was.
It was pre-internet. We couldn't figure out how to spell effluvia correctly.
The worst. What actually happens is methane gas will erupt.
Yeah, it's just
Yes. Yeah.
and you just get showered.
Well, you get many things when the methane gas erupts.
Yeah, it's not pleasant, I'm sure.
No. Maybe that's why they closed down the subterranean crapper.
Oh, your choice of verbiage is so crude.
Subterranean public lavatory.
I prefer poop shoot. Well, it's a nice. It's a
Now
nicer.
I've lost my composure.
Isn't that a much nicer term? So, Kevin Sherman has brought us some new music, and now what you've brought us today, and I just popped in the CD, and I think it's going to be able to read it. This is not is this not January Project? Is this a separate thing?
No. This is, I wake up at 3 in the morning. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, why do you do that?
No, I don't know why, but it's just instrumental pieces that have come out of that, and I've kind of tried to encapsulate different emotions into instruments as if they were vocals instead of telling the story with lyrics.
Oh, okay. Have you ever, I mean, not that I can recall, but have you ever done anything instrumental before?
No, unless we were trying to stretch out sets or what.
Right. Yeah, when you guys used to, like I remember in Minus Chad, you guys would, sometimes play some things that, because you had that flexibility with those types of songs.
Right.
You could make them as long as you wanted, really. So has this been a challenge? I mean, or did this come naturally to you figuring out how to express things without any lyrics?
It's definitely a challenge. I think that's why I like it.
Yeah.
Because it really does need to all be. That was me, I think. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it does need to.
Did you bring a flute? It sounded like a flute.
Yeah, that's my happy little pan flute. Text message.
Oh, right.
It's just like it's happy when you hear it.
It's a happy. You could probably be in a sewage plant about to meet your demise and hear that sound and be happy.
It'd be okay.
You'd die with a smile.
It'd release the DMT in my brain.
Yeah.
Well, you'll need all that when you go into the digester.
Right.
You need all that because you're dying in a sewage plant.
Well, in a digester.
Yes. Yeah.
At 200 degrees.
No one wants to die in a digester. My grandfather used to tell me that. Of course, he had dementia.
But he was on to something.
Well, he sure was. I never understood what he meant until now. So let's play something. We'll play the. How many of these tracks have you recorded?
There's several, but there's 3 that I like. So you have 3 with you.
What's wrong with the ones you don't like? Why don't you like them?
There are some composition pieces in the song that I'm not happy with. Doing this all myself, I play everything on it. So there's lots of different layers to the instruments, and it's something that I can't really describe.
Yeah, that's okay.
That I haven't done before.
Okay.
So it is challenging.
Okay. Do you want to? So we'll go ahead and play this first track. Do you want to tell us anything about it?
Sure. This track is it's kind of representative of anxiety. That's kind of the theme that I am going with in these directions, is when people kind of feel that. What depression does to people, from someone who's struggled with it myself, and I know a lot of people who have as well, but I tried to kind of conceptualize through music what it's like in people's heads.
Right. Okay.
So this one's called Anxiety.
All right, very cool. And does this, now this is separate from January Project, does this have its own name, or is it simply Kevin Sherman? Or
I was thinking about calling it Mental Health Day.
Oh, right. Yes. I like that. I like that a lot.
Because, it's not anything that I'm probably going to pursue very, very seriously. I'm not going to take a hard run at it, but it is interesting to do. And
Yeah.
I definitely love your take on it.
Okay. Well, let's take a listen. So this is Mental Health Day. This is the name of the track is Anxiety, and we'll be back and we'll chat some more. You're listening to Matt Connarton Unleashed in the Afternoon on WMNH 95.3, and let's check this out. So I like this, Kevin. So you did everything on this.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't sound particularly depressing, though. I mean, there's almost something kind of upbeat about it, but obviously everyone's going to perceive it differently.
Well, this one is more based around that anxious feeling that you get before that depression. So that back and forth of when
you're driving towards
right when you're
not
up,
falling, but it's almost like you're driving.
Exactly, and then
that's a good way of putting it.
You know, there's a part when the change comes, and especially the second part, this part here, where it kind of represents staying up all night, running it through your head over and over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something I think everybody can relate to, either in the sense that they experience that, or I think everybody at one time or another. You know, not everyone who has experienced anxiety or depression necessarily experiences it consistently. So, but everyone has those times.
Yeah, we have the mechanism, the response, that anxiety response that we developed from running away from tigers when we lived out there. So
right,
everybody knows what it's like to be up at night.
Right.
Going, what am I going to do?
Right. Exactly. Now, has creating this music, I mean, I know this is a really new project, but do you find has it helped you?
Oh, yeah. Well, music is always the outlet that I go to.
Yeah.
What actually I think is happening here is I think that this project is becoming a bridge into maybe a new avenue of music that I haven't done before. And, allowing me to still pull from my roots. So I would anticipate I can only write instrumentals for so long before I have to start putting lyrics to it. So it could grow into something, totally different.
Yeah, because you are a great lyricist.
I try to be, but...
Yeah, I think you are.
Thank you. But it is nice to kind of have that pressure off of your shoulders when you're creating, and you can just, clear your mind and let whatever wavelength of music or creativity come through your hands, and not have to worry about the story as much.
And something like this, I would guess, you probably... I mean, there's a lot of improvising going on here, I would think, right?
Yeah, most of it is done. Most of these tracks are created between 3 and 5 in the morning.
Wow.
So, obviously these tracks are a little more polished, but the record button was pressed at 3 in the morning, and then through... a few mornings of insomnia, it's become polished, and I've been able to focus on the concept of it.
Right.
The Beatles worked at night.
Yeah.
In the ladder, after they went into the studio.
Yeah.
They worked at night.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason, I wake up and my brain's just on, and the only way I can start the day is to be down there and creating.
Yeah. I mean, is that what you do every day?
Every day.
Wow. Good for you. That's good. But for you, it's not really creating at night, unlike with the Beatles. For you, it's creating early in the morning. Because you're not staying up.
I'm not a night owl at all. I'm when it's dark out, I want to be sleeping.
Right.
They were like, they'd party in the London of the 60s, and then they'd go to the studio.
Yeah.
Right.
The biggest party that I have is with a sleeve of Oreos at 9 o'clock. Now, so...
hello to Ryan Gorman, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. I see Ben Dion in there, host of the weekly Dion, along with his dad, Daryl, which you can hear immediately after this show at 6 p.m. here on WMNH. Ed Murphy is in there. Hello, Ed. Ricky Litwinkowicz is in the Facebook live chat. Notice how confidently I say his name now, finally, after all this time.
Well, is he a Winky?
What do you mean by that, John C. Hopwood? What are you saying when you say that?
Are you forgetting about your time in Oz?
I try to.
Okay.
And Derek sent me a track that we'll play later in the show. Derek sends a lot of great music. Fred Bonig sends a lot of great music, and of course we've got we're listening to something Kevin brought in today. Do you think this will? Because you talked about these other tracks that you've been working on. Will this ultimately become a full-length album, this project, do you think? Or
I don't know.
You're just kind of taking it as it comes?
No, I think it will. I think it will. Because, Jeremy and I are working on the January project stuff, but, life gets in the way, so we're not as diligent as we could be.
Right. No, I understand what you're saying. Absolutely. And do you imagine ever, I don't know how you would do it really. I mean, do you imagine ever playing any of this material out, like at shows? Or
Probably not. I mean, you'd have to have a bunch of...
How many musicians would you need?
You'd need a lot, at least,
Right.
at least 15 probably for most of this stuff. And unfortunately for a lot of these musicians, a lot of these parts that they'd be playing would be tremendously boring for them.
Yeah.
Because, the layers that I create in the composition, a lot of the times it's two notes that I'm playing in that particular segment for the whole, song on that instrument.
Right. Yeah.
And it's boring as hell. But to me, it's not, because I'm a hack, so it's complicated.
Are you waking everybody up when you're doing this, or how does
I put
how
my
does that work?
headphones on. I've got a really nice studio set up in my basement.
Do you?
And,
Yeah.
And I just go down there. No, I don't wake anyone up. I haven't yet. Or
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing that. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Right. Nobody ever comes down and hears you going down there and comes down and wonders what you're doing, like what you're working on, or
No, I don't think there's much interest.
really?
And,
I would think your kids would be kind of curious about your.
not
I mean,
not
they
at
must-
3 in the morning.
No. I guess you.
No, they are interested in music. They do
Yeah.
like to come down and watch me record. And,
Yeah.
but their attention span's only 3 minutes long, so
Right.
it gets distracting real quick.
Yeah. Do you record anybody else down there?
No,
No, just
I'm
just
not
you?
confident enough in my recording abilities to do that for people. And to be honest with you, I don't listen to that much music, so I don't think I'd know what to do.
Really? Now that's interesting. I know I've heard other musicians say that, like Eddie Van Halen, he doesn't listen to music at all. Like he just doesn't. Like he says, like when he's driving, he just likes to be able to hear the engine of the car. Like, are you like do you just not listen to anything?
I
really?
don't either. In the car, I usually, unless I'm listening to a song that I recorded so I can, dissect it,
Yeah.
I listen to nothing, or I listen to talk radio.
No kidding.
I don't know why. I do enjoy music. I love listening to music.
Yeah.
Like anyone else, get lost in YouTube concerts.
Are you talking about new music rather than
I have
old,
no
or all?
pretty much all. I don't listen to a lot. I'll put it on in the background if I'm doing something, but for enjoyability, certainly not what I used to listen to for hours on end. It would just encapsulate your mind.
Sure. Have you always been like that, or is that something that's just
No, as I get older, it's
Yeah, because that's something that seems to happen to a lot of people. Like you said, what was it? 1991 was the last time you bought new music.
Yeah.
It was
I bought Madonna. What was
the Immaculate Collection,
something like that, and that U2 album, because my honey
Yes.
was in Moscow.
Yes.
yeah.
Sent it to her.
I can't remember the last time I bought a
I
CD.
was 31 or 2. So.
Yeah.
And I never. I bought classical music, because I'm into classical music.
Yeah,
like
I
I've got all
enjoy
these
that a
different
lot.
variations of certain Beethoven symphonies from different directors and conductors and orchestras.
I do
which
listen-
I don't do that anymore.
But now that you mention it, I do listen to a fair amount of classical music. If the talking heads aren't interesting, and the that's a nice thing to have on.
And I like jazz, like cool jazz, Miles Davis, people like Coltrane.
Yeah.
And but you know, it's interesting as a writer. I can't watch television. Television will interfere with my writing, but I can watch a movie.
Really?
I think it's the commercials or the rhythm of a TV. It just interferes with my writing.
Huh.
But you can write while watching a movie?
Well, no, I'm not talking about. I don't.
Right.
But if I watch TV, it will interfere with the instrument for writing.
Okay.
Where watching a movie, which is a different type of narrative,
Right.
it does.
Yeah.
I don't know, but when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, you know, everybody has their quirks
Yeah,
about what they can do.
Yeah.
And I don't really think when I would be creative writing, you don't want to read people, your contemporaries, right at that point. You know?
Absolutely.
You don't. Well, you can go back and maybe read a Faulkner story, a Hemingway story that meant something to you years ago. But if you start, you're going to look at their work and say, you know, you won't be generous, and it will interfere too.
Yeah.
But the TV, it's just, I just can't write with a TV.
With music, I've always been fascinated at how some people kind of, because I think it happens to most people where they reach a point where they're just kind of like, what's his name? Which one's the one of the guys from the Beastie Boys?
Jeez, I can't remember any of their names because you need a name.
Horowitz.
Yeah,
But
Horowitz.
He Peter would know if he's still in the Facebook live chat. Like, he doesn't listen to anything new because he just, I heard him talk about it in an interview. He reached a point where it's like, there's so much older stuff that he hasn't listened to yet.
Yeah.
Like, he's still going back and listening to older stuff. But some people, like my father, my dad is 70, actually he's 71 years old. And he's still, even at his age, and I always bring this up because I think it's really unusual for someone his age to be like this. He lives on the seacoast, so he gets this is WMNH. He gets WUNH, the college station at UNH, and he loves it because he loves hearing new stuff.
Really?
And he's always been like that. Because when I was a kid, he and I never had that. You know how some people with their parents have that thing where, you know, the parents don't like what the kids are listening to because the kids are listening to this new stuff and the parents don't understand that. Like, my dad and I never had that because he always liked hearing new stuff. So he liked a lot of what I was listening to. But he's still like that now. Like, he's hipper than me is because I try to pay attention to new stuff too because I still love hearing new stuff. But we'll be on the phone, and because he's listening to a college station, like, he'll be asking me about these bands that I haven't even heard. It's like he's hipper than me. And my uncle is the same way. I almost wonder if it's something genetic in my family. Huh. Because my uncle, who's younger than my dad, my uncle, I think, is in his early 60s, early to mid 60s. But he's always been like that, too. Like, he always wants to hear new stuff. But not anything too commercial. Like, my uncle's like super hip. Like, he wants to hear new stuff, but he also wants to hear new obscure stuff that isn't what you'd hear on the radio.
It's funny. My father loved independent cinema, all these bizarre movies. And then he started getting the Sundance Channel and IFC. And, like, he'd call me up because he'd see David Lynch, Blue Velvet, and he says, you know, I really like this movie, but his contemporaries say, that's a bunch of incomprehensible... Yeah, they're not using the word incomprehensible.
Right.
And I'd say, oh, it's a great movie. And, you know, he was, I learned about classical music and jazz from my father because he would give me albums, and we used to share stuff. But when it came to film, because I wrote about film and I'm fascinated by film, he was, as an old person's really not, that he really got into new movies and, that was something.
Yeah.
But I'm tone deaf, so.
Oh. No.
That's my ex told me I was tone deaf. She was a classically trained musician.
Now.
Wouldn't let me sing in the shower. She actually said, no singing in the shower, you know, because it would irritate her.
Now, what Kevin doesn't know, but I think a large portion of our audience does know, is he's very humble. Because we have sung together on the show, and you have...
The caterwauling?
In my opinion, you, sir, have the voice of an angel.
An angel from what ring of hell?
Like, we sang that song...
you mean the...
about the Bible? When we sing that song, The Bible Tells Me So?
Yeah.
You sound magnificent, and you make me almost want to pick up a Bible and sing about it.
Oh, it's just something I learned on the 4th floor about how to channel, what is it? They call it discarnate spirits. So, Dale Evans, I channeled her.
Oh,
Roy
right.
Rogers' wife.
We should sing that now.
I don't think so.
Oh, see. But now here's the other thing.
I'm on different medication today.
Because he is so humble, he doesn't...
That's me, Mr. Humble.
he doesn't like to be put on the spot. Like, I have to remind myself, he's not a dancing bear.
Right.
So, and that's,
Medved.
I know
Yeah,
the
yeah.
feeling.
Yes.
Being a dancing bear.
Yes.
I'd like to have a dancing bear.
Well, it would be fun,
They're
but
illegal
very,
now.
very cruel. You should be careful. Chrissy Hines is going to show up here and throw fake blood on you. You'd be talking like that. Or someone from PETA. Did I say Chrissy Hines? I meant Chrissy Hind from The Pretenders. I don't know why I said Hines. You know what it is, because I'm always thinking about food. Something
You're
about
always
ketchup.
thinking about hindquarters?
No. How
when you
dare you?
run down an alpaca.
I don't know what.
What was the Angolan kids? Oh, that was for Glenn.
That's something very different. And
We had a coat made out of Angolan kids. Well, Angolan kid skin.
right.
Yeah.
It's a goat. The kid, the goat.
Yeah.
But,
Something to do with tariffs and all that.
yes.
We almost got in trouble.
Derek Evan Relaford says that if you sing, he'll pledge $10 to the station.
$10 to what?
Well, we you didn't know about the pledge drive?
What pledge drive?
It's a new thing we're doing. Every time you sing, we'll try to get someone to donate $10 to the
Are
station.
you going to donate it to me?
No,
I could use $10.
No, to the station. We're gonna.
The Veterans Administration gives me a lordly $268.30.
We're gonna use
What
that
happened
money.
to you is not covered by statute. Thank you.
We're gonna use that money to buy stuff to
There's
clean
a
these
song cycle.
the screens on these microphones that are very dirty. We're gonna use.
They
that's what
ought
we're
to be
gonna,
clean.
Well, that's what we're gonna use the $10
These are my
for.
VA. If you notice my VA glasses, I have to do this and that because they're all they don't work very well.
Right. Well, we
Yeah.
we are at the top of the hour. Let's take a break. We'll play this. We're going to play this track that Derek sent, this band called Kelpie, and the song is called Dubai. And then we'll come back and we'll...
Dubai?
Dubai.
Are you mocking Glenn R.J. Olette, the Bishop of Gob?
No, but I do mock... Well, I mock him
Did
to
he
his
go to
face when he's
Dubai?
on the show. I don't know. But then we'll come back. And are you... do you need to leave, Kevin? Or are you good? You stick around? So we'll play this, and then we'll come back, and we'll play some more of your music. And
Maybe he can stay for the die-ons and, you might fluster them, though.
why is that?
Oh, they're very decent, all-American, middle-of-the-road people.
Are you saying Kevin isn't?
You should keep me away from decent middle of the road people.
I think about when the sun finally goes down, we might see more than just a Yeti today.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
Wolfen
And
himself.
I'm also doing everything in my power to keep you from hitting that dump button today,
Yes.
which is not good for wholesome people either.
That's right.
Not that that's ever happened here.
No.
You forgot to hit the dump button.
What do you mean I forgot to hit the dump button?
When I was offering a opinion to the Honorable Gary S. Hopper and
No,
his
I hit the
friend.
dump button.
How'd everybody hear it then?
No, it doesn't
It
censor.
went over the cable.
Yeah, it doesn't censor that. It only censors the FM signal because that's the one we have to worry about.
Ooh. Well, I have to
Yes.
worry about the cable too.
All right, so we're going to play this. This is Kelpie with Dubai and more Matt Connarton Unleashed in the afternoon coming up. We are live on WMNH 95.3 FM.
This is murder, cried the lion, as she grew a lifeless cub, and it was in the first degree. The jury did decree. Who's descended from the sky? Hear them tapping into our minds. See them knocking down our neighbor's door. Soldiers line the fields, plastic surgery. Reconstruct some old secret bank account. Still I
Welcome back, everybody. It's Matt Connarton, Unleashed in the Afternoon, live on WMNH 95.3 FM, emanating from downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. It's all outside, but we're having fun in here. Of course, we're streaming at WMNHradio.org. You can find WMNH on the TuneIn app, so you can take us wherever you go on your mobile device. And we're also on Facebook via Facebook Live on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. In studio here with us is John. Did we decide Calamasius for the scene?
Why not?
John Calamasius Hopwood.
Although it's next hour, why don't we have... how about o'clock?
John O'Clock Hopwood?
Oh, we were talking about the clock. The internal clock.
Yeah, but
That's driving.
that was an off-air conversation, though. So,
It was.
You're good. So when you bring
I'm putting out, like an orca, I put out these waves. Right now I'm looking for a female orca.
Okay, well, hopefully.
Never know what will come up.
If you'd like to be John's...
Hopefully not an orca.
Right. If you'd like to be John's
I wouldn't mind.
female orca, give us a call at 603-250-6007. And Kevin Sherman is here as well. We've been playing some music from his new project, Mental Health Day. Is that a working title, or is that definitely the title?
It's working. I think.
Working title. I like it, though. I think you should go with it.
Well,
That was, by the way, that was not Mental Health Day that we just heard. That track was Dubai by Kelpie, sent to us by Derek Evan Relaford, who sends us a lot of great stuff. And but we are going to hear some more of Mental Health Day in a moment. But we should kind of, for people who didn't hear the first hour, we should probably kind of refresh what this is about and your project and whatnot. It's all instrumental, and it's all you, right? Everything is played by you.
yeah, everything's played by me.
And all the recording, engineering,
Everything.
all of it is done by you. Is this the first time that you've done something that's completely you?
Yeah.
Wow. Even with the January Project stuff, that's all a collaboration with
It all
Jeremy
is,
and other people. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is I like that because it challenges you. You get another person's perspective on, the way you've arranged your song or written your song, and it's great because it always goes into a different direction than I picture it when I just start laying it down.
Yeah.
And that's the difference here is, a lot of it is improv, but it's all me. So once I tune into it, there is no discussion. It doesn't go in a different direction. It goes in that direction that I want it to.
Yeah.
Because there is no other input. So it's a neat flip side.
Does any of it ever turn out completely different than what maybe you thought it was going to be when you sat down to record?
Most of the time, always.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's true with writing, too.
Yeah.
You're always surprised by what a character will just take over and be something that you didn't intend them to be.
Yeah, when you allow that kind of creativity in, and you can allow yourself to, what I found with the January project stuff is I was trying to write from a different person's perspective besides my own, that you kind of really need to, you feel silly at first, but you kind of really need to envision yourself as a different person. And then once you've given that creativity a chance to grow,
Right.
it kind of runs.
It's almost like daydreaming as the other person.
exactly.
But then you have an idea, because an artist, you have control, what you want them to do or even say. And then, as I'm writing, suddenly they're saying something different.
It's
As it takes over, the character develops.
Yeah, and it's a really gratifying process. I think that if everybody had some sort of art outlet, they would be able to manage the stresses of everyday life a little bit better.
I believe that. Yeah.
No, I think that's absolutely true. Well, let's hear another track. So tell us about this. This will be track 2. Tell us a little bit about what we're about to hear.
This is kind of stuck in a thinking pattern. It's a self-loathing pattern that goes often hand in hand with depression.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a repetitiveness to it. There's a darkness to it. And it's that hamster on the wheel kind of every morning getting up. You have that weight. You don't know why you have the weight.
Yeah.
You don't know why it's there and when you can get rid of it or how to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So I kind of tried to conceptualize that with this.
Okay. And what is this called?
I don't have a title.
Oh, you
for
don't
it.
have a title for it yet. Okay. So, all right. Well, so this is, how new is this? When did you record this?
This is all within the last 2 weeks.
Okay. So this is really fresh stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a listen to this. And this is track 2 from Kevin's new project, Mental Health Day, which is a working title. Well, I think you should go with it, but let's check this out. There we go.
Thank
Very nice. I was saying to you off mic, it's very cinematic, and then I kind of let my imagination run away with me, and I imagine a film where someone has just committed a murder and they're trying to find a place to hide the gun.
That's perfect.
Yes.
That's the best thing about music, you know.
Yes. And for anyone who's wondering why my mind would go, because that's kind of dark, but we did establish earlier in the show,
Right.
when I was talking about someone dying in a sewage plant accident, that I am a terrible person. So I think terrible thoughts because I laughed at that. So
Very dark thought.
yes.
But,
Maybe
you know,
they were
we're-
going to hide the weapon in a sewage treatment plant.
Yes. Maybe. And then Karma shows up and
And what does she have to say?
she makes sure the guy dies in a sewage accident. And then the guy's widow, because it wasn't his wife that he killed, it was his wife's sister. So then the guy's widow,
This really does make a great backing track to this story.
yes, the guy's widow goes and tries to have some speed bumps put in her local town. Except she actually does have sex with the mayor.
That's what the song says.
Is there a scandal afterwards? Or is that the sequel?
Now then the movie, it turns out it's a romantic comedy, and they get married.
I love that.
Yes.
It seems very
perfect.
transgressive.
It's a new film, Speed Bump. It's a romantic comedy of the holiday season.
All right, but you have to have Steven Seagal be the star.
Well, he's not
How-
available right now.
He's in Russia.
He's in Russia.
Yeah.
Did his head get giant?
No, that's just photoshopping.
I think he's always had a large head.
I mean, his head either got bigger or his glasses got smaller, and his goatee got smaller.
I think he wears very small glasses.
It's not.
He wears those little...
You know that he wears a merkin.
No.
Right, he used to pretend he was a Yeti, but that was just a merkin.
we should explain what a merkin is.
Well, why don't you, Mr. Merkin himself? Although you don't have to wear a merkin. You had that line of merkins when several years ago.
Right. Folks like Kevin and I, as we're Yetis, with two T's. Are you offended when someone spells it with one T? It deeply offends me.
Me too.
Yes.
Two T's or not two T's?
I feel as though they're diminishing me when they spell it with one T. But a merkin, of course, is the hair, the chest hair, right? But
fake chest
but
hair.
it's fake chest hair. It's
Well,
like,
you could also have a merkin for other parts of the body.
Oh my!
Yes.
Well,
But once, the razor became ubiquitous,
Yeah.
the Mac Connarton merkin fell out of favor.
Wasn't that the
Burt Reynolds
the-
looked
the-
long gone.
The pubic merkin was big in the 1400s, right?
Well, yes, scarlet fever would,
Yes.
your pubic hair would fall out.
wow, that's
So, you didn't want to be unfashionable.
So you needed a merkin.
Yes.
so it's like having what's that disease where all your hair falls out?
Acapacapicha?
Yeah.
Acapacapacha.
Alopecia.
Alopecia.
Alopecia. Yes.
I knew we'd get there eventually.
That
We just have to
acapaca-
bring it around a few times.
That Acapacapicha is
Acapacapicha, that's when
a Native
it
American.
falls out,
That's a Native
on your
American tribe, I
buttocks.
think. Oh, right, that too. Yes.
Saves you some money on waxing.
Yes.
Is that
Absolutely.
another genetic anomaly of you Yetis? Or is that the Yetis with one T?
There are no Yetis with one T. How dare you? That's a slur. Can you believe him?
Has he ever met Sassy Shame, your nemesis? If looks could kill, huh? Jeez, yeah.
I don't believe.
I feel like
so.
little Red Riding Hood's Grammy right now.
Yes.
I better hide in the picnic basket. Oh no, that was Little Red Riding Hood.
Yes. Well, thank you for sharing this with us, Kevin. And can you stick around for the? Are you able to stick around for the rest of the show?
Yeah. What time does it?
We're we got about another half hour here.
Oh, yeah, I'll stick around.
Figure
we have a mission to torment the Queen City.
Yes, we'll touch on a few other things, and then we'll at the end we'll wrap up with that third track that
Perfect.
you brought us. Yeah, but there's a story now. Do you gentlemen believe in ghosts?
No.
Neither of you? Well, I'll tell you, there is someone who does. I got this from the Weird News HuffPost. This would have been more appropriate for Halloween, but we didn't get to it yesterday.
But it is All Saints Day.
It is All Saints
and
Day.
the Day of the Dead in
Yes.
Mexico.
Well, there you go. A woman who claims to have had sex with 20 ghosts is now
I believe that can happen.
is
but
now
that's
engaged
different.
to one of them. That is different, yes, because that
We're
involves
talking
love.
about a succubus, right? Not technically a
She
ghost.
seems like a nice lady.
Well, a succubus is a woman. No, a succubus is a male spirit, and an incubus is the female.
I don't know.
Come on, help me here.
Can you even?
I don't know. I've always referred to a succubus as a. Well, I won't go into.
I was going to say, be
Your
careful.
ex-wife or
It
something.
is the Me Too era.
I won't go into any.
An incubus is a male demon. So, are we talking about demons or ghosts? Because ghosts might be a euphemism for demons. You want to be media. You want to be media friendly towards people. You
Right.
make your franchise. And demons are kind of scary. You don't
Well,
have the
yes.
marketing opportunities.
Well, I did meet the ultimate demon, of course, as you know, at a Black Sabbath concert. I met Satan.
I thought you meant our Pennard friend from Pennardville.
No, but
He's just a minor, like
he's
Mephistopheles.
a hobbit. But interestingly enough, he's not actually cloven hooved, and a lot of people don't realize that.
Did you compare hooves?
No,
Oh, okay.
but I could clearly see.
Was he
has-
an undulate?
Yes, hands. What's that?
An undulate.
What's that mean?
You are canny, aren't you?
I don't even want to know what that means. I'm worried about what could happen.
So she's engaged to a ghost.
Yes,
There's
yes.
a whole song cycle for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
When do they exchange the vows?
I don't know. Well, here, I'll read the article. We'll learn together. A spirited fling with an Australian ghost has ended up in true love for an English woman. In fact, the ghost just proposed, and she wants the living world to know. Amethyst Realm, age 30, is that really her name? Age
Amethyst Realm, yeah. She slept with at least 20 ghosts. How can she sleep with a ghost? You can sleep with an incubus, but a ghost?
That's a lot of ghosts.
That
I
that
wouldn't be
ectoplasm.
toting that number around.
No.
Especially if you're going to be engaged.
Right.
I hope she was protected.
I mean, I've had conversations like that with people I've dated. Like,
she's cute.
how many ghosts have you slept with? And
Oh man,
Right,
I thought
if
she'd
the
be some
number's up
crazy old
there.
bag.
if the number's up there, she may be a little
I'm
bit
gonna
of a
contact her.
little bit of a slut.
Oh.
Yeah.
We should get her on the show.
Amethyst Realm. I would love to. Just the
We
name
pretend
alone
I'm a
is,
ghost?
is wonderful. No, she's engaged. How
I've not-
dare you?
I've not had a phantom fling for a while, and I was away on business.
You're a
Starting a new
homewrecker.
relationship was the last thing on my mind.
Well, she's not going to leave the ghost for you if you're going to mock her that
She's
way.
a spiritual consultant.
Of course she is.
I suddenly felt
Why
this,
wouldn't she be?
I suddenly felt this incredible energy.
Exactly what she needs.
A new
to
lover
be.
had arrived.
Yeah.
She put the fear of God into her.
Yeah, it says here. She says she was. She's had sex with at least 20 ghosts since she was a teenager, but wasn't looking for a new relationship when she went to Australia on a business trip. However, she says that changed on a nature hike when she came into
Holy
contact with an
smoke.
apparition and felt sparks like none she's ever known.
They had sex on the airplane.
Oh, that's the Mile High Club with a ghost? My goodness.
I wonder what was the tariff.
Jenny said, "Wait a minute, who's the slut?" Well, the girl,
The
who
ghost
had-
is the slut.
the girl who
And a
had
freeloader,
sex
too.
with all the ghosts. I mean, well, I met a girl once who had been with. She said she'd been with like over 100 ghosts, and I was like,
Too many ghosts.
"Yeah, that's too many for me."
Is this? Oh, yeah.
That's
the other
when you
day,
call
the
the Ghostbusters.
That's right. Yes.
The saucer. You were thinking I was mentioning the pleasure saucer. That's long gone.
Oh, the pleasure saucer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
long gone.
Yeah.
The pleasure saucer.
It's
It
been-
went down in Litchfield, but it was salvaged.
Right.
I don't think his political career has been salvaged. But,
No.
he's up for, the public will vote on the Tuesday.
That's right.
It's fun.
Realm,
Talk about a ghost from the past.
yes. It says here, Realm didn't think it could amount to anything serious because she says spirits tend to stay in one place, but something amazing happened on her flight home. She felt the presence of her lover on the plane and apparently not stowed in cargo.
That's really
I'm into
insinuous.
this.
Like, that's a pretty broad.
There was no one going down on one knee, she said. Well, hopefully there was nobody going down on two knees either.
Does anybody else wonder where the ghost was stored on the plane?
Now this is the family hour.
Right.
Hey, my mind-
I've already been suspended for 2 weeks.
I was just wondering if she bought a plane ticket.
She's cute. We're going to contact her.
Oh, I think you're a little sweet on the Amethyst Realm. Now, what I'm wondering is, I mean, we've all seen that Twilight Zone episode, right, where with William Shatner, I think it's called Nightmare at 10,000 Feet. Shatner's on the plane, and he sees, and I hate to say it, but it does look like a Yeti on the wing of the airplane. But now I'm wondering,
They called them gremlins in those days.
if Rod Serling were still with us, I'd like to ask him, was that really supposed to be a representation of, maybe the Yeti on the plane just wanted to have sex with Shatner? Maybe he was actually seeing an apparition that was trying to get close to him.
It could have been.
Yes.
Oh, come on. Bill Shatner is he is the epitome of a cisgender sissy.
You're just saying that because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
I've seen the way you treat Glenn R.J. Willett.
I'm a bigot, but for the left.
Right. Jenny says, she said you guys are really out there today. She asked you think she had little devils for a ring bearer and flower girl.
Well, we're going to get her on. And we will ask her. Just imagine.
Yes.
And then I'll ask her out. I'll get rejected by a woman that slept with 20 ghosts.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be another
Once you
story
go
to tell.
dead, you never go back.
Well, there's good wood.
That doesn't rhyme.
I know. I couldn't think of anything that would be good. I ran through
Ghost.
spirit, ghost,
The ghost
everything.
with the most.
Once you go
It's the
ghost.
ghostess with the mostest. They asked
I'll tell you
me
what
how
this
I
is, though, is
knew.
quality radio.
Yes.
My ghost was true. Come on. you're
Didn't
the
I tell you?
lyricist.
The
Yeah.
voice of an angel.
I, of course, replied.
The voice of an angel.
Yeah.
Something gets in your... Which you were referring to.
Nah.
You just smuggled them past the customs, huh? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Now, there's a more exciting movie than your murder story.
Now, are you going to... God,
Oh,
this
geez,
thing
oh.
needs to be tightened or something.
Spirits,
Are
huh?
you I know. Are you going to sing like that to Amethyst Realm to try to woo her with your golden throat?
Yes.
Well, good.
Old amethyst.
Hey, the crazier they are, the more I love them. They'd have to be crazy to have anything to do with me.
Amethyst Realm said, quote, I couldn't believe it.
She wants to marry and start a family with a ghost.
Oh, she says, I was happy and excited. So excited that we had to do something about it. So we headed to the plane loo, because she's British, bathroom. And, well, I am now a member of the Mile High Club, unquote.
Jeez, oh.
Wow.
That must have been very confusing to the passenger sitting in the back seat.
Yes, I would imagine.
With a schizophrenic, you're never alone.
Hey, there was a restaurant in Concord that got in a lot of trouble for, you guys remember this years ago? You might have not even been living here then. There was a restaurant in Concord that used to put
Ghosts?
funny sayings on their marquee outside. And one time they put schizophrenia is better than eating alone, and they got in all kinds of trouble. And this was before everything
Well, you
was
got the hospital
super
up
PC. Yeah, the state hospital, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget because whatever restaurant it was, it's long gone. But I remember there was a big uproar. It was quite scandalous.
I would really love to meet the manager that sanctioned that, because he's probably a pretty fun guy to hang out with.
Yes. Well, sadly, he was killed in a sewage plant accident. So you'll never be able to meet him.
Always happens to the brightest stars.
Yeah.
Well,
And then he once he crossed over, he had sex with Amethyst Realm. So
Full circle.
Yeah,
That's why you're a
exactly.
professional.
He had to
I
go
know,
through the
I
he had
know.
to go through the digester.
That's why I sit here.
Full
Yes, the
circle.
digester. Oh, that's why he sits there.
That's it.
Yes,
Do you think ghosts emit methane?
of course they do. Do you not watch those ghost hunter shows? That's how they find them. They track the methane.
They do.
They're all methane. They're made of methane.
There used to be a ghost buster show on Manchester Public TV. Didn't last too long. They were the neighbors of my sister, but they're no longer there anymore.
Oh, I know the show you're talking about. I remember that show. That was great stuff. Like they do ghost hunting and like something would move and you could like see the fan in the background blowing air on it. Oh, it was great stuff. The production value is just to die for. Get it? To die for. See, that's why
That's
I sit here.
another
Yeah,
one.
that's right. Yeah. So it says here, that was 9 months ago and things have progressed to the point where
She pregnant?
Realm discussed her desire to marry and have her ghost's baby.
Having my baby. What a lovely way to say how much you need me.
See, he keeps singing like that. He's
That was my
getting over
karaoke
his,
song.
Getting over his stage fright.
I last sang it with Carol Robideau over at Chuck Benucci's old place.
Did you gaze into each other's eyes as she sang it?
It was very dark.
Oh, okay. Well, she is married. She's not having your baby, is she?
I don't think so.
All right. That would be scandalous. The paranormal proposal reportedly occurred last week when the couple took a road trip to England's Wookie Hole Caves, according to the New York Post.
They went to the Wookie Hole Caves to have some nookie?
Everything in England is
No, that's Australia.
has funny names.
That's Australia, mate.
Right.
Dingo ate her baby.
No.
For those Steinfeld fans.
Right, yes.
Steinfeld.
Quote, there was no
How do I contact her?
There was no going down on one knee. He doesn't have knees. But for the first time I heard him speak, I could actually hear his voice, and it was beautiful, deep, sexy, and real, unquote. Oh my goodness. I'm almost blushing just reading this.
She has her own radio show in Ireland.
Oh, she's an Irish lass? Well, no, she's British, but she has a radio show in Ireland, huh?
How do I know why?
Well, the Irish are,
I'm going to track her down.
believe in, I don't know.
She's 30 years of age.
Uh-huh. How old are you? 59?
30 crazy
39,
years
39.
old.
What's that?
39.
You're 39?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Officially.
Okay. Because I was going to say the rule is half your age plus 7 for it not to be creepy.
This
40, so 27.
Oh,
30.
there you go.
This is disturbing on so many levels because, I don't know, not even that long ago, an article like this would come out and you'd be looked upon and thrown into the mental
She's a poet.
institution. And now people are following. She's got a radio show.
Yes.
I'm in love.
He's in love.
I told you I was
Yes.
sending out, like a orca through the ocean. I'm sending out these waves
Yes.
for, what would you call it? Somebody weird enough for me.
Right.
Well,
But
she
she's a
seems
poet.
to have that knocked right out of the park.
Yeah, baby.
It says here, the couple are now choosing a ring but have not decided what kind it will be. Realm, supernaturally, is hoping her ring will have an amethyst in it, but she's leaving it to her spirit lover to decide.
The voices she hears inside her head.
I assume they're going to adopt.
No, she's going to have his baby.
That's kind of tricky.
Having
I
my
think.
baby. Uh-oh. The lyrics are underneath.
I don't know if...
I'm a woman in love, and I love what it's doing to me. You... Oh, geez, I could look the lyrics up, right?
you
Then there's the anti-abortion
I bring
pitch.
out some really great material on this program.
Yes.
It's all your fault.
You need
I
to
know.
come by more often, yes. You got John to sing,
I know.
yes.
One day while I was walking through the bush, enjoying nature, I suddenly felt this incredible energy. Oh, you already did that part.
Yeah, but if you want
It's
to
like
do
the
it with
same
the accent...
story. It's all over the place. They just cut it
Well,
up.
it's a big deal. I mean...
It is a big deal.
yes.
It is.
Yes.
Maybe he could run for president.
Of what?
United States.
Oh.
We have no idea where the the ghost is actually from. Probably born right here in the
Oh,
United
that's a good
States.
point. Yeah, he could be.
Maybe he's from the 1860s. He could actually tell us what the intent was of the framers of the 14th Amendment.
That would be outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great idea.
In an Irish brogue.
Oh, right.
Could have been an Irish immigrant.
Well, people aren't going to vote for him then
Why not?
if he wasn't born here.
You might have a point.
Yeah, even a ghost had to have been
Ghost
born in the
babies.
U.S.
It's one of the search terms. Ghost babies.
Really?
Ghost lover.
Hmm.
Wasn't that a song?
That's
A movie.
Ghost lover?
no, isn't that a
You
song
be
though
my
too?
Ghost lover.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby
My
Darin.
ghost lover.
Maybe it's Bobby
Do, do,
Darin.
do.
She's in love with.
Bobby
You know who
Darin.
Darin was.
Well, of course, yeah, and he is dead.
Yes, he is.
But do we know if Bobby
dead
Darin is
as-
a ghost? I mean, does everyone who dies automatically become a ghost?
I
And
can't imagine there'd be a lot of ghosts.
I mean, there needs to be a lot of ghosts because Amethyst Realm sounds like she's a little hussy.
She's running
with the
through
most.
them.
Yes. She's
How many ghosts are there? See, if only it was Wednesday, we could get some technical help, some technical
right
guidance
from
from
Norm.
upstairs.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess and say there's
Based on what?
100 trillion ghosts.
How many? How could there be that? Are you like ghosts of the machine and rocks?
See, what I get
water?
into, do mosquitoes become ghosts? Are dinosaurs walking around as ghosts?
I was accused of being a dinosaur yesterday.
Oh, right. Yes, that actually is true. Someone did say that.
How many ghosts are left? Let's see what the answer to that one is.
How many ghosts are left?
623.
There's 623 ghosts currently?
Well, this isn't a part of down near. I'd rather not say,
Oh.
since it's a sensitive subject when we talk about Massachusetts.
There's 623 ghosts left in Massachusetts.
A part of Massachusetts.
Okay.
Salem. Must be Salem.
Oh, right.
A little lower than Salem.
Oh, South Salem? Right.
Yeah.
It concerns me that number be so low because I don't like
In South Salem?
Well, I just don't like the idea. Here's the thing. I would like to think that we all get to become ghosts when we die. But if that number is very low, then that would mean that there's a limited number of spots.
Well, why would you want to be a ghost? Isn't that like being damned?
Is it? No, you get to have sex with Amethyst Realm.
That could be being damned.
Don't you
I'm
want
damned.
you
I wanna have
like her?
sex with her?
You want to have sex with
Yeah,
Amethyst
but I'm
Realm?
damned.
I'll be
I'm
damned.
one of the damned.
But you just don't you?
Maybe I'm a ghost.
Maybe, and that's why you're into her.
Yes.
How would we know?
I don't know. We don't have the technical advice.
How will
he
I
doesn't
know
believe in ghosts.
The ghost
Are
really
the,
loves
the
me?
Dions here? Maybe they know.
Maybe they're ghosts.
I don't think so. They're too modern. They're too forward thinking.
Right.
Ghosts are rather morbid, and they think about the past.
Yeah,
Or
they
is that
don't-
vampires?
Or are they in there? They're just stuck in the past.
They're
stuck in the
stuck.
past.
Yes.
Living in the past. That's Jethro Tull, right? Yeah,
What song is that?
from Aqualung. Living in the past.
Not a big Tull fan.
Oh, you almost got F-bomb there, baby.
I'm not big on the flute. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know it's Kevin's happy
What about the
sound.
Zybaflat?
It is my happy sound.
The what?
Nothing.
Did you say the Zybaflat or something? What did you say? Did you just make something up? Did you make up an instrument?
Well, I mispronounced the name of Mozart's opera,
Oh, right.
The Magic Flute.
I should have known.
You should have.
I should have caught that. The couple plans to do a hand fasting ceremony in which their hands are tied together, symbolizing their connection. She said, "How's that going to work? He couldn't get down on one knee to propose to her because he doesn't have knees, but he has hands."
He's got hands? No.
My
This is
sister
something-
Debbie might be able to help with the hand part. She
Oh.
makes crafts. They're not like handcuffs, but they are stuff you can use in case you have miscreant ghosts in your house. You can't just use one of those. What are those things they have? It's like a twist tie or something. The cops
I don't know.
Use.
Now
But
I'm
they're
wondering,
bigger, you know?
is this why Michael Jackson wore a glove? Did he have like a ghost hand?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Did he even have a hand?
He may not have had a hand. It might have been
Might have been one of those small sacrifices.
It might have been like a glove over a prosthetic ghost hand.
Well, you always have to pay the muse. Maybe the hand was part of the debt.
Maybe.
Or maybe Sony came over and extracted, kind of like
If
sign
you,
the contract.
if you have a prosthetic here on this plane, I wonder, do you also need a prosthetic when you're a ghost?
That would be awful.
That would be awful.
There's no census on ghosts.
No.
No. Well, we need
That's
a
a
census.
lack, isn't it? We
Well,
could fill that.
If there's ghosts running around illegally, I want to know about
Do
it.
we have any proof of ghosts?
Well, we have been trying to, with all the politicians coming through here, including Melanoma Trump's husband. We've been asking for an impermeable wall on the 4th floor because we got all sorts of illegal aliens coming. Different dimensions, different universes.
It's a problem.
Different centuries, different eons. It can be a real problem, can you? When you find one, you go in the car and, what the hell are you doing here? Now I can send them to Amethyst.
Right. Well, you just keep sending yourself more competition that way.
Oh, man, I take on all comers.
That's what I heard. She said, quote, this is about the hand fasting. It'll be somewhere in the English countryside. We haven't discussed the details yet, but
Somewhere.
I think it will be quite a big do.
English countryside.
Realm says the ghost's energy is more feminine than a typical man, but admits that, quote, if you're making love to a spirit, gender really doesn't come into it, unquote.
Does that mean he lacks a certain je ne sais quoi?
Well, I don't know what
But he's got hands.
he's got hands.
Slow hands.
No other appendages, apparently, but
Possibly
hands.
their sex life revolves around slapping.
Well-
No, spanking, right? Spanking is,
Well,
slapping would be more,
Well, she didn't-
aggressive and stuff.
she didn't say no hands.
Spanking.
I mean, she didn't say no other
Well, they're gonna have a
appendages.
hand sound.
She just said no other. She said he doesn't have knees.
Spanking,
Wouldn't that-
is that
so,
called...
So he's just got kneeless legs?
Well, is spanking considered a
I guess.
paraphilia?
What?
Well, we're talking about the paranormal.
Right.
And, is spanking a paraphilia?
Oh,
There's a question for Matt Connarton.
right.
Unshushed.
Yes.
Yeah,
The
the
other-
paraphilia show.
The other show that I do. I also do a show called Matt Connarton Unsheathed,
I know,
which is it's only available on the dark web,
Yeah.
and I'm legally prohibited from telling you how to find it. Ever since the incident.
Right.
Is that with the mix master?
Yes. She added, quote, ghost lovers tend to be more sensual and adept than the average bloke. There's always more of a connection because the sex goes beyond physical.
And you don't have to smell the stale beer on their breath and cigarettes.
It's like any other kind of sex. The main difference is I just can't see them, unquote. Wow.
Oh.
Paraphilia, a condition characterized by abnormal sexual desires, typically involving extreme or dangerous activities. Would having sex with a ghost from the paranormal, would that be a paraphilia, Matt Connarton, healthcare professional?
Oh, I'm a healthcare professional. Oh.
You've mesmerized many a person. You ever mesmerized a ghost?
I can't say. But well, we are almost out of time.
We're almost out of BS.
I know. Well, we gotta make way for the Die-Ons. Ben and Daryl Die-On coming up at 6 p.m. Sometimes they drop in at the end of my show, and we kind of do like this crossover thing. But I think they may have been. They're probably skeptics, so they didn't want any part of this discussion.
Yeah.
But so. Kevin, thank you again so much. Kevin Sherman, you've got, we should remind everybody about the January project, of course,
Yes.
first and foremost, because that's, where can people find that?
That they can find on Facebook or YouTube.
Okay.
Facebook, I think it's Jan Project. And I'm not sure what it is on YouTube, but you can filter through and
Yes.
probably figure it out.
Absolutely. And so your new project, the working title is Mental Health Day.
Right.
And
you can't find you're the only person that they're going to be able to find it from.
this is a world premiere.
It is, and you'll have the only copy of the CD.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. All right. A world premiere.
But feel free to share it.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Oh, man. Do you know that there's a mental disease called I blush to think about it. Alien hand syndrome.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Possibly that was what Michael Jackson had.
He had an alien hand?
Syndrome.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Well,
Well, genius
he
and
was,
craziness. It's a thin line.
he was very strange. But
Well, here's one. Factious disorder.
I hope doing that isn't a symptom of alien hand syndrome. I'm going to be driving home and realize I have an alien hand.
You have an alien hand.
That's going to be terrifying.
Oh, man. I don't mean to stretch out the show, but there's Kluver-Bucy syndrome. That's when you want to have sex with a car.
I would imagine that it's when you want to have sex with Gary Busey.
Right.
I'd rather have sex with a car.
But
Well, maybe they're synonymous.
I don't
He's
know.
as big as a car.
I enjoyed him in Point Break.
Did you enjoy having sex with him in the car?
I haven't done that.
I thought you were in Tbilisi with him that time.
He's still alive. I mean,
Oh,
it's
that
not
was
too
Nick
late.
Nolte.
Right.
We often mistake Nick Nolte. He used to run with Nick Nolte. That was years ago.
Right.
It was
And
many years ago.
we had sex in the car. I was in college. I was experimenting.
What you were doing in Georgia? Well, Jethro. Yeah, Bodine and all that.
That's right.
Oh man!
So
what
we'll-
crazy days.
I know, right? Strange days indeed. Most peculiar, mama. All right, so we will wrap up with, does this song have a
this
title?
song is called Apathy.
Apathy. All right, very good. So we will wrap up with this. Kevin, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
You got it. And thank you, everybody. If you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org. And stick around for the weekly Die-On with Ben and Daryl Die-On coming up next here on WMNH.
And an unnamed ghost.
Oh, yes, and an unnamed ghost. All right, thanks, everybody. Talk at y'all a little bit later.
IPMNation.com.